well. I hope you're having a great morning. It's a beautiful day here, and I plan to get outside here in just a little bit and enjoy it some more. It's time to start pulling out the summer garden and getting more plants in for the fall garden, and so that's my project for today. But before I start, I want to talk to you a little bit about your fall baking. One of the things that we use a lot of in the fall is pumpkin pie spice, at least we do here at my house. And I don't know whether you've priced it lately, if you can even find it lately, but it is very high as far as I'm concerned. The last time I looked, a small, probably 1 ounce jar, I guess, was around $5. And that's extremely expensive as far as I'm concerned. So, but what I'm going to tell you is that it's so easy to make up your own homemade pumpkin pie spice. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how to do it, how to have it ready, how to keep it on hand, and it's so economical, like I said, to do. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to start with 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. And I use a lot of cinnamon, so I keep it in bulk, but I keep the big jar of it in my freezer so that it stays fresh. And I go through it fairly quickly. It is not worth your time, effort, or money if you don't bake a lot to buy those big jars that of spices that you can buy at the big box stores like Sam's. Just don't do that unless you want to share with someone, and that's always a good idea too. So I keep this little jar handy in my pantry, and it's ready to use when I want it. So we have 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. Next we're going to do 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. Now I know from experience that this little cavity right here, or what an indentation in my hand, is a teaspoon. So that's my measure. That's 1 and 2. And this does not have to be absolutely exact, but I know that that's close enough. Next, we're going to have 1 to 2 teaspoons of ground nutmeg. If you can get fresh nutmeg and grind it yourself, it's so much better. I like to do that, and then I keep a little bit of it on hand in this jar in my baking pantry. So there again, I know that this is a teaspoon. So, all right, and just a hair over a teaspoon is what we like. Okay. Now, next we have 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of ground nutmeg. Next we have 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of ground allspice. Okay, here we go. Contrary to what might be popular opinion, allspice does not mean a combination of all spices, y'all. Allspice is actually its own herb, spice, actually, not an herb, sorry. All right, so we have 1 teaspoon there. And then we're going to have 1/2 to 1 teaspoons of ground cloves. Now, cloves are really strong, so I usually err on the side of a 1/2 teaspoon. If you decide later on that you want a little bit more, then by all means, certainly add that. Okay. So to go back over it, we have 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1 to 2 teaspoons of ground nutmeg, 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of ground allspice, and then 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of ground cloves. And that's going to make up just a little over, 1/4 of a cup to 1/3 of a cup. Okay? When I finish with that, I always stir it up, like to whisk it up, and then I will funnel it into my jar that I will keep on hand. I like to make this up, and I keep it in my freezer, and that throughout the fall, especially when I use so much of it, and it's ready for me then whenever I need it. So anything that calls for pumpkin pie spice, any recipe that you might have, you can certainly substitute in this for it. I'm having a little issue there. All right, so pumpkin pie spice. It's the time of the year for it, guys. Whether you like it in your coffee, whether you like it in your lattes, in your smoothies, in your pies, or whatever you use it in, this is the way to go with it. It's much more economical, it's easy to do, and it's easy to have on hand. So I hope you'll give it a try. Let me know what you think. It's always best to go homemade if you can. It just is just better for us and our families. All right, I hope you have a great day. I'm headed out to the garden, and I hope you have your projects lined up for the day, or if not, you're just relaxing and enjoying this beautiful day that we have today. So I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate you being here.